Lil Durk is a name synonymous with success in the music industry. But his journey to the top hasn't been a simple story of talent and ambition. It's a story rooted in pain, survival, and loyalty to those he calls family. His music has captivated millions, but it's also a mirror reflecting a violent world many of us can't imagine. In today's video, we'll uncover the intricate, heartbreaking story of Lil Durk, his rise from the trenches of Chicago's South Side, his ties to gang culture, and the devastating losses that continue to haunt him. This is more than a story about music. It's a story about the cost of loyalty and the devastating cycle of violence that has left a trail of blood in its wake. Born Durk Derek Banks. On October 19, 1992, Lil Durk's early life was a reflection of the hardships faced by many in Chicago's South Side. Englewood, his home neighborhood, was one of the city's most violent areas, plagued by poverty, gang warfare, and systemic neglect. At just 7 months old, Durk's life took a pivotal turn when his father, Donte Banks Sr., was sentenced to life in prison on drug-related charges. His absence left a vacuum in Durk's life, forcing his mother to raise him and his siblings alone in an environment where survival was the priority. Durk's teenage years were marked by frequent exposure to violence. With few opportunities and even fewer role models, he found himself drawn to the streets. Englewood at the time was a battlefield, with gangs like the Black Disciples, BD, and Gangster Disciples, GD, locked in a violent feud. By his mid-teens, Durk had joined the Black Disciples, seeking a sense of belonging and protection. In 2010, Lil Durk decided to channel his experiences into music. He founded Only the Family, OTF, a collective that was as much a musical group as it was a brotherhood. OTF wasn't just about music, it was about loyalty, a principle Durk would hold on to, sometimes at great personal cost. Durk's early mixtapes, including I'm a Hitta, showcased his raw talent, but it was his 2012 single, L's Anthem, that catapulted him into the spotlight. The track celebrated BD culture and openly referenced his loyalty to the streets. But success came at a price. The lyrics, the affiliations, and the growing visibility of OTF made Durk a target. Rivals saw him not just as a rapper, but as a symbol of BD dominance. Law enforcement, too, began to scrutinize him and his crew, suspecting that their music was more than just art. It was a reflection of real-life violence. In the mid-2000s teens, Durk formed a close bond with Davon Bennett, better known as King Von. Von was a charismatic figure whose storytelling abilities brought Chicago's street life to vivid, sometimes chilling life. Their relationship went beyond music. They were kindred spirits, both molded by the streets of Chicago and bound by loyalty to OTF. Von's rise was meteoric. Tracks like Crazy Story and Took Her to the O showcased his talent for blending gritty realism with captivating narratives.
Kill you and who you stand with, let's get it. Lambo, 100,000 on his head, that's a stamp on. Wanna get caught with no gun, that shit was planned on. Why you tell just to sell, he got death on. He a test dummy, yeah, niggas know. Niggas hoes, they ain't sticking to the code. What about the code? These niggas bold, under pressure they gon' fold. And once they fold, they gon' tell them all they know. Only know on my soul. These niggas bitches, these niggas selling on they friends. These niggas trippin'. And once you get up on that stand, when you a witness. And once you cross that line with me, ain't no forgiveness. We stand on business. This shit be crazy. Let me tell you about this hoe, this little bit shake.
But Von's reputation wasn't just built on music. He was widely known for his alleged involvement in multiple crimes, including shootings and murders tied to the BD-GD rivalry. In 2020, the unthinkable happened. On November 6, 2020, King Von was shot and killed outside a nightclub in Atlanta during an altercation involving Quando Rondo, a rapper with ties to the Crips. Von's death was a devastating blow to Durk and a flashpoint in the ongoing tension between rival factions. On August 4, 2020, Carlton Weekly, better known as FBG Duck, was gunned down in Chicago's affluent Gold Coast neighborhood. Duck, a prominent member of the GD-affiliated Flyboy gang, had long been a rival of Lil Durk and OTF. The murder was shocking, not just for its brutality, but for its location. The Gold Coast, a wealthy shopping district far removed from Chicago's gang territories, became the site of a brazen daylight shooting. 4 gunmen ambushed Duck while he was shopping, firing dozens of rounds and leaving him dead on the street. Durk had previously released diss tracks targeting BD rivals, including Durk and his crew. Songs like Dead were seen as provocations, further fueling the animosity between the factions. While there is no direct evidence linking OTF to Durk's murder, the incident intensified speculation about the deadly consequences of these rivalries. On June 5, 2021, tragedy struck again. Durk's older brother, Dante Banks Jr., known as D Thang, was killed outside Club O in Harvey, Illinois. Witnesses described a chaotic scene. An argument escalated into gunfire, leaving D Thang fatally shot. D Thang wasn't just Durk's brother, he was a crucial member of OTF, acting as a stabilizing force within the crew. His murder sent shockwaves through Durk's camp and the wider music community. For Durk, it was another painful reminder that success couldn't insulate him from the dangers of his past. In the weeks following D Thang's death, Durk turned inward, pouring his grief into his music. Tracks like Lion Eyes and Hate on Me offered glimpses into his pain, but the loss weighed heavily on him. Less than a year after Durk's death, another member of the GD-affiliated Flyboy gang was killed. On June 10, 2022, FBG Cash was ambushed in Chicago's Auburn Gresham neighborhood. He was sitting in his car when gunmen opened fire, striking him multiple times. FBG Cash had followed in Durk's footsteps, releasing diss tracks aimed at BD rivals. His death was seen as another escalation in the ongoing feud, further highlighting the cyclical nature of Chicago's gang violence. The violence tied to Lil Durk and his circle isn't confined to Chicago. On August 19, 2022, Lil Pab, an associate of Quando Rondo, was killed in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles. The attack came months after Quando's feud with OTF reached a boiling point following King Von's death. While Lil Pab's murder wasn't directly linked to Durk, it underscored the far-reaching consequences of these rivalries. The feud between Quando Rondo's camp and OTF had become a national storyline, drawing attention from fans, media, and law enforcement. With so many key members gone, King Von, D Thang, and others, questions have arisen about the future of only the family. For Durk, the challenge is twofold, continuing to build his legacy in music while trying to distance himself from the violence that has surrounded him. Durk's recent projects, including the album 7220, reflect a more introspective approach. Tracks delve into his personal struggles, losses, and hopes for the future. But the shadow of his past looms large, with ongoing investigations and rumors keeping him tethered to the very world he's tried to leave behind. Lil Durk's story is one of extraordinary resilience, but it's also a cautionary tale. It's a reminder of the cost of loyalty in a world where violence is a constant companion. For every milestone Durk has achieved, there's been a devastating loss, a price paid in blood by those closest to him. As fans, we can only hope that Durk's story ends differently, that he finds peace amidst the chaos. Until then, his music remains a powerful testament to survival in the face of unimaginable odds. What do you think? Is Lil Durk innocent? Could this be just a plot to take down one of today's biggest hip-hop superstars? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories in music.